The Secretary to the National Assembly. We are about to start. We are just waiting for the proceeding of the Chairperson of National Council to come into the building. So I will let you know when they are here. Thank you. Can we please remain standing for the national anthem? Thank you. You may be seated. Honorable Moha, Chairperson of the National Assembly, National Council, in Namibia. Sorry for that one. Ambassador Janine Kambanda, Chairperson of SoCATT, Africa Region, and Clerk of the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Rwanda. Advocate Tosi Namisep, Secretary to the National Council of the Parliament of Namibia, Honorable Tarawali Paran Umar, SoCATT Treasury and Clerk of the Parliament of Sierra Leone, Mr. Daniel Olifo Ukatia, Assistant Regional Secretary, CPA Africa Region, member of the SoCATT Steering Committee, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, clerk and secretaries from various parliaments and legislatures that are present here, distinguished representatives of the various international organizations, distinguished resource persons, media representative, ladies and gentlemen. SoCATT, in fact, maybe I should start by informing you that we are here to witness a seminar that we called Professional Development Seminar that is part of SoCATT. And SoCATT is the Society of Clerks-At-The Table in Africa. Those are the words that we are going to use a lot now. And just as a way of introduction, SoCATT is an association of clerks and secretaries of parliaments, and its main purpose is to develop capacities among parliamentary officers and members of parliament to fully discharge their constitutional mandate and care responsibilities. The Professional Development Seminar is a flagship program to execute the strategic plan of SoCATT and to realize its main purpose of capacitating staff members and members of various parliaments within Commonwealth Africa. Today, parliamentary officers from CPA Africa are here to attend the 6th Professional Development Seminar and will deliberate on diverse subjects as reflected in a seminar, or in a seminar topics. At this juncture, before I call on Mr. Tosi Namisep, or Advocate Tosi Namisep, to welcome you, I would like also to inform or to introduce a member or a former member of SoCATT, who is his High Commissioner Michael Sialai. He is the new appointed High Commissioner to Namibia, and he's from Kenya. He has been very, very influential in SoCATT because he was also the vice chairperson of SoCATT, and we have learned a lot from him, and I just want to single him out because we are going to use him a lot since he's now in Namibia. Maybe you can just stand so that people can see you. Yeah, thank you so much for that. The countries that are represented here, we will inform you also at a later stage. It's also on the program. Now, if we quickly go through the program before I call Advocate Namisep to welcome you officially. For the opening, I have done, just the introduction. We did the anthem. The welcoming will be done by Advocate Tosi Namisep, as I said. He's the Secretary to the National Council, Namibian Parliament. Then we will introduce the delegates. Then there will be a remark by SoCATT Africa Regional Chairperson, Ambassador Janine Kambanda, sorry, Clerk of the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Rwanda. Then it will be followed by the remark by the Regional Secretary, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, CPA Africa, Mrs. Nelelwa Muihambi, Clerk of the National Assembly of Tanzania. Then it will be followed by official opening by Honorable Lucas Muha, the Chairperson of the National Council, Parliament of Namibia. We are very happy to have him in our midst. And then a vote of thanks will be done by Honorable Tarawali Paran Umar, Clerk of the Parliament of Sierra Leone. And then we will close with the AU anthem, followed by the Namibian AU anthem. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call on Advocate Tosi Namisep to officially welcome you, and I thank you.
Good morning. Program Director, thank you. Honorable Sinimbo Muha, Chairperson of the National Council, with your permission, Ambassador Kambanda, the Chairperson of our Society of Clerks, SoCATT, and the Secretary or the Clerk to the Parliament of Rwanda, on your behalf, I would like to acknowledge the Excellencies, ambassadors present here, and I will stand on the protocol that has been established by the Program Director. Allow me also to acknowledge the Program Director, Ms. Kandedu, who is the Secretary to the National Assembly, taking the role of Program Director today. By way of saying a word of welcome, let me share with you, last week, I was in Lusaka, Zambia, at a post-election seminar where members of Parliament, the Zambian National Assembly, who were elected last year, were somehow inducted. Various topics ranging from how to conduct the legislative processes, the ethics of parliamentarians, the privilege and the committee system, all those topics were discussed. I was one of the resource persons, but from the perspective of being an administrator. The other resource persons were drawn from members of parliament, which included a member from Malawi, the speaker from the KwaZulu-Natal province in South Africa, as well as a member from the South African Parliament, Honorable Frolick. They discussed quite a number of issues, but then the message that can come through is running a parliament is a delicate, professional, and a sensitive issue. And a lot is being done behind the scenes. As the members are sitting and deliberating, whether it is in the chambers or in the committees, there are a number of people who are doing serious work behind the scenes, those who are not seen. And that is us. And from time to time, we need to be sharpened like pencils. And this is one of those opportunities where within our framework of SoCATT, we have the professional development seminars. It is one such. The last seminar which we had was in Kenya, Nairobi, last year. Before that one, I recall we had a seminar in Livingstone, Zambia. Colleagues, one of the important things is, in this seminar, we share experiences, we share new developments, we train ourselves. But we must not make that these seminars becomes a talk shop. We are supporting people who are debating, who are talking, but we are the doers. It is important that we discuss, but we move towards implementing what we are discussing. Now, at this seminar which we are starting today, the theme is re-engineering parliamentary service delivery, an opportunity to enhance and sustain the performance of parliaments. We need to take stock of what we have been discussing And we need to see what have we actually implemented and how can we go ahead to implement. I am happy, colleagues, that as we are discussing, we will get country reports to reflect on the last seminars from Zambia, as well as the seminar from Nairobi, to see what are those aspects that we have factored in and how can we move forward to, in fact, ensure that we as enhance and sustain the performance of our parliaments. Having said that, colleagues, I would like to welcome you to this professional development seminar. I would like to welcome you to Namibia. It is a land of contrasts. You have seen how dry it is. You have arrived at a time when it is towards the end of the winter. Normally it is not as cold as it is, but I think our colleagues from South have actually brought this cold weather. In some areas of southern Namibia, actually there was snow in certain areas. It is getting better. Today is better than yesterday. Welcome to this vast open country, and welcome to Windhoek. I am looking at Ambassador Kambanda with some pride and a bit of envy. Windhoek used to be the cleanest city in Africa. Kigali has taken over, but we are sharpening ourselves. I'm informed we remain number 2 for now. We are sharpening ourselves. Take time, colleagues, to, after deliberations, unwind a bit, at least within the parameters of Windhoek. Meet the warm, friendly people of this country. Somewhere in the program, I am sure that something has been weaved in to give us an opportunity to take our minds off from our day-to-day routine, which we'll be discussing. So make use of that opportunity, colleagues, to see around a bit. We do not have the strict measures of COVID which we had, of social distancing and the wearing of masks and so on. But the pandemic is here to stay a bit with us. So even if it is not a formal requirement, continue to do the sanitizing, the distancing as much as possible. Where you feel comfortable, continue to wear your mask. Program Director, colleagues, a warm welcome to you all. I am looking forward for these 2 interactive days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate Tosi Namisep, Secretary to National Council, for the warm welcome. When we look at our program, it's the cultural performance, and I would like to ask our colleagues from the steering committee whether they are ready. They are. Can we welcome them, please? A very good morning, and a welcome to our group, the cultural group from Hobabes. Please entertain us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our cultural group there. The next on the program, is the introduction of delegates. I would like to start with the countries that are represented. So I just want the countries to either wave or stand up so that we can see them. And then I'm going to mention the names of the high commissioners who positively replied. And then I will also mention the names of our stakeholders that are present here. I would like to start with Tanzania. It's actually not in the order of alphabetical order, not because Tanzania is more important than the other one, but yeah. Tanzania, yes. Thank you, and welcome. Nigeria. Thank you very much. Ghana. Colleagues from Ghana. I think there is one, but maybe not present here. Uganda. Thank you, colleagues. Rwanda. The chairperson of SoCATT is also from Rwanda. South Africa. Ooh. Thank you, colleagues. Zambia. Kenya. Thank you, colleagues. Sierra Leone. Thank you, colleagues. Botswana. Thank you. Eswatini. Namibia. The whole row there is Namibia, but some are not standing. Thank you, colleagues. Allow me also to mention the names of the high commissioners, and I would like them also to wave or to stand up so that we see them. We have Mrs. Hester Pretorius, who's representing the High Commissioner for South Africa. Thank you. We have His Excellency Michael Silai, Kenya, Your Excellency. Thank you. His Excellency Mr. Yakubu Alhaza, Ghana. Maybe he's still coming. We have His Excellency Mr. Stephen Katuka, Zambia. Thank you. The next is His Excellency Dr. Batlang Koma Serema, Botswana. He confirmed, but maybe he's still coming. His Excellency Dr. Modestus F. Kipiliba, Tanzania. Thank you. In his absentia, maybe he's still coming. And then we have His Excellency Dr. Tazuo Terman, Nigeria. Maybe also the same. It's a little bit cold also. And you know, ambassadors and high commissioners are not waking up so early. It's a joke. Thank you so much. Can we also introduce our stakeholders that are here with us? We have Mrs. Yapoka Mungandi from SADC PF. It's our colleague, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, Namibia is also hosting SADC Parliamentary Forum. Maybe she's still coming. We have Mrs. Kosia Lachut from EU. We have Mrs. Silke Hofs, Deputy Ambassador EU. All of them, they have confirmed. We are hoping that they will find us on later. Then last but not least, we have Mrs. Geraldine Itana, UNDP. UNDP. Yeah, hoping also the same, that they will find us on later. So with that, I would like to move on to our program and call on our chairperson of SoCATT Africa, Ambassador Janine Kambanda, Clerk of the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Rwanda, to give us her remarks. Thank you.
Chairperson of the National Council of Namibia, Honorable Muhe, Regional Secretary, CPA Africa Region, represented, the Secretary to the National Assembly of Namibia, Vice Chairperson of the SoCATT Africa Region, members of the Diplomatic Corps here, we thank you, High Commissioners present, representative of cooperating partners, members of the SoCATT Africa Steering Committee, members of the SoCATT Africa Region, all protocol observed, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning all. On behalf of the SoCATT Africa Region, I wish to gladly convey our sincere gratitude to the Speaker of the Parliament of Namibia in absentia for supporting the Namibia branch to host the 6th SoCATT Africa Professional Development. Chairperson of the National Council, Honorable Muhe, we wanted to inform you that we have experienced a warm, good hospitality since we arrived, and the organizing team did a tremendous job to organize this 6th edition. We wanted to convey to you that our colleagues have done what it takes to make this 6th edition operational for the next few days. Honorable Right Muhe, we are also privileged to have you with us despite your busy schedule to grace our opening ceremony. Sir, we thank you for being with us. The 6th edition of the Professional Development Seminar is themed The Engineering Parliamentary Service Delivery, an opportunity to enhance and sustain the performance of Parliament in Africa. And beyond, we have had new approaches, we have adapted our procedures and working engagement in order to contribute in performing our constitutional mandates in our respective legislatures. Notably, these practices and lessons learned in most cases have allowed us to integrate as part of parliamentary procedures and work processes and generated interesting lessons and practices post-COVID-19. Chairperson of the National Council, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the overreaching objective of the 2022 PDS is to facilitate us to have a platform for learning, sharing knowledge, exchanging our practical experiences on the emerging practices in parliamentary service delivery with a bias towards strategic planning and management of parliamentary procedures, ethics, and human resource management and development practices. Chairperson of the National Council, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my remarks, I wish to commend the steering committee and technical team for continuing to support the SoCATT Africa region with an interesting and context-relevant theme for the professional development seminar that will be able to allow all members, all delegates who are here present, to have time to look back from where all we are coming from, what we've been experiencing in the last 2 years, and try to adapt, as my previous colleagues has just mentioned, and see what we can take home to better deliver in our respective parliament. I wanted also to thank the Regional Secretariat for the regular support that they have offered to the steering committee and the technical team to make all the activities planned to be possible. We will continue the engagement as we agreed for our future endeavors. More importantly, it is my sincere hope that the knowledge and skills that will be acquired through this seminar will find the application in our competitive, cooperative or respective legislatures as means of contributing towards the attainment of the objective of the 2022-2026 strategic plan. As he mentioned earlier, we look forward to continue engaging our respective regions and respective legislatures in our region. Further, I wish to extend my sincere gratitude to all delegates for attending the seminar. Along this, I wish to request all of you to make sure you attend and contribute in this seminar, as well as we have been promised to also experience the beauty of Namibia, particularly Windhoek. We look forward and we will try to maximize our time of work to make sure that you all get time to see what they have reserved us. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, our chairperson for SoCATT, for those remarkable remarks. I think your parliament is rising today or tomorrow, and you find it very, very necessary to be here with us. We really appreciate your presence, and thank you so much. Now, before we move to the next on the program, Honorable Muha, I would like to tell a small story. Not story, actually it's a joke. Because we are too quiet also, I don't know why we are so quiet. Is it so cold? Now, this, as you know, Namibia got her independence in 1990. And after independence, it was declared that we moved to English, switching over from Afrikaans to English. Now, as you know, we were colonized by the South Africans. You are not the colleagues here. That is our history. And the people started also to flock to Namibia from other countries. We had guys that came in as refugees from DRC, Congo. And now I went to visit friends. There was a baptism party in one of the locations. So I went to visit these friends of mine to celebrate the baptism of the baby. So then house next door were fighting. So we went out to see what was the fight all about. So we find one of the son of the house fighting two strangers. Now these two guys were from Congo. So they were fighting about a girl. It seems that one of them wanted his girlfriend. And when we came out, there were people that, tried also to talk to the other guy to say that, please, don't fight them. They are our friends also from the Congo and so on. So he was really very serious, and he started to tell them that now that you people also switch, this language from Afrikaans to English, I want to tell them in English.
So he was telling them that, you know, you guys, you think you can get our girls just for free like that. Don't come twice by twice. Come once upon a time, then I will finish you. So meaning that, you know, you must come one by one. Don't come two. Thank you that you were laughing also. So with that, I would like to call on the Regional Secretary of Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, CPA, Africa Region. Now, I just want to make a correction also here before you are coming. We have introduced Muhabi Nelewa as Clerk of National Assembly of Tanzania. The clerk didn't come, but he sent a representative who is Daniel Ukocha, the Assistant Regional Secretary, and I would like to apologize also not recognizing you, but recognizing the clerk who did not come. Please accept our apology and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mistress of Ceremony, the Right Honorable Lucas Sinimbo Muha, MP, Chairperson of the National Council of Namibia, and the Vice Chair of CPA, Africa Region, Ambassador Kambanda, SoCATT Chairperson and the Clerk of the Chamber of Deputies of Rwanda, Madam Lindia Kandetu, SoCATT Vice Chairperson and the Clerk of the National Assembly of Namibia, Advocate Tus Namiseb, Secretary to the National Council of Namibia, Mr. Honorable Paran Umar Tawaral, the newly elected SoCATT Treasurer and the Clerk of Parliament of Sierra Leone, members of the Diplomatic Corps, SoCATT Steering Committee members, SoCATT Technical Team, seminar participants, cooperating partners, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of CPA Africa Regional Secretary, Madam Nenelwa Muhambi, NDC, I wish to thank the Clerk of the National Assembly of Namibia and the SoCATT Vice Chairperson for inviting us to this important seminar. The Regional Secretary indeed would have loved to be here in person. However, due to other pressing engagements, she could not be able to come. She has asked me to extend her warmest regards to all of you and wishes the 6 years PDS a roaring success. The Right Honorable Guest of Honor, as you may be aware, the 52nd Regional Conference that was held in Freetown, Sierra Leone in June 2022 elected the chair of EXCOM and the vice chair of EXCOM, among others. I wish, therefore, to extend our congratulations to the Right Honorable Catherine Gotani-Hara, Speaker of the National Assembly of Malawi, who was elected chairperson of EXCO, and to the Right Honorable Lucas Sinimbo Muha, who is our guest of honor, who is in our midst, for having been elected the vice chair of EXCOM for CPA Africa Region. And I think we should applaud him, sir. We trust that under your able leadership, the region will implement with efficiency and effectiveness the aims and objectives of the association as outlined in Article 5 of the Constitution. In the same vein, I also thank the host secretariat, really, under the able stewardship of Madam Lydia Kandetu, Clerk of the National Assembly, and Advocate Toes Namiseb, Secretary to the National Council, for the warm reception and the generous hospitality extended to us since we arrived in this beautiful city of Windhoek, and for the excellent facilities put at our disposal. The Right Honorable Guest of Honor, on the 24th November 1992, Queen Elizabeth II gave a speech to mark the 40th anniversary of her accession to the throne. And in her speech, she referred to the year 1992 as Annus Horribilis in Latin. In English, I think it's a horrible year, because of the events that befell members of the royal family. Indeed, the last 2 years were the most difficult in the history of CPA Africa region due to the outbreak of the COVID pandemic. In the wake of the pandemic, we suspended most, if not all, of our planned activities, save for a few that we could be able to hold remotely. We are thankful that beginning July 2021, we started to conduct our activities physically, starting with the 80th ExCom meeting held in Nairobi in July 2021. It is also worth noting that our region was really the first in the CPA to conduct a regional conference physically. Those who attended the 51st regional conference in Abuja last year can always bear witness. So we were the first really to break the silence after the COVID. Honorable Guest of Honor, for parliaments and the parliamentarians to effectively carry out their constitutional mandate of legislation, representation, and oversight, they need to be supported by strong and professional staff. And that can only be achieved by regular training and upskilling of staff through seminars and workshops. Indeed, the 6 PDS that is being held here attests to this. The Regional Secretariat wishes to once again salute the efforts that SoCATT Africa is doing to live up to this noble goal in line with its objectives as contained in the 2021-26 SoCATT strategic plan that was flagged off in Sierra Leone in June. Moreover, we wish to assure you of our unflinching support and cooperation in this endeavor. SoCATT is one of the organs of the CPA Africa region. The success of SoCATT is the success of the region, and the vice versa is true. The Right Honorable Guest of Honor, as you are all aware, our planned activities, as outlined in Article 6 of the Constitution, require funds to be implemented. And as you all know, we derive much of our funds from subscription fees, from branches and the sub-branches. We are indeed grateful to those branches that have been paying their annual subscription fees on time. It is an indisputable fact that COVID-19 pandemic has affected our country's economies, thus impacting negatively on our capacity to honor our financial obligations. We, however, urge branches across the region to pay subscription fees on time to enable the region implement our programs in line with our strategic plan for the region. We therefore plead with you, participants, to be our ambassadors as you interact with the presiding officers and the branch secretaries in your respective jurisdictions. Before you leave Namibia, we will furnish you with a list of branches that are in arrears for your information and the necessary action. I also wish to intimate that the Budget Committee, in its meeting held in July in Gauteng, among other things, resolved to write letters of appreciation to branches that are up to date with payment of subscription fees as a way of motivating, encouraging them to continue the course, and as a way of also incentivizing other branches to follow suit. And as we are gathered here, efforts are underway to engage the Nigeria sub-branches through the federal branch to motivate them to live up to their constitutional obligation. The guest of honor, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude my remarks, I wish to reiterate our thanks to CPA Namibia branch under the very able leadership of the Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chair of the Council of the National Council for graciously agreeing to host this important seminar and for the invitation extended to us to participate in this PDS. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Ukoja, the Assistant Regional Secretary for CPA. And thank you also for the information that you have given us. You have given us more information on CPA. If you have listened carefully, he was actually urging us also to go through the list that he's going to send us so that we see which countries are relevant and not. So please let us make ourselves relevant. Thank you so much, Mr. Ukonja. Now, no jokes anymore. I'm going to call on Advocate Tosi Namisep, who's going to introduce our guest of honor, Honorable Muha, the Chairperson of National Council. Tos.
Thank you, Program Director. Colleagues, I want to call on our keynote speaker to have our seminar commissioned and opened officially. I want to introduce and present to you a person that I am working with, not only in the National Council chamber, but a person that I have started to traverse this vast country of ours. This is a person who feels, and which feeling I share, in whatever we do, is there an impact? Does it change someone's life? As we sit here and talk, does our talk change a life out there and improve it? This is a person who hails from a rural constituency in northern Namibia, which borders Angola. He hails from the Mankumbi constituency in the Kavango West region. As a professional, a teacher, extremely committed to regional development issues and youth empowerment. And colleagues, let me draw your attention to the fact that the National Council has resumed its session on Monday and will be in session for the next 3 weeks, today included. But because of the importance of what we are doing, he has agreed to grace this occasion and do the commissioning and to do the official opening. Colleagues, it is my distinct honor to call on, introduce and present to you Right Honorable Lucas Sinimbo Munha, the chairperson of the National Council.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me just temporarily take out the mask, just for you to see my nose. I do not want, when I meet you in your various countries, you just pass and you don't greet me, simply because when you met me in my country, I had a mask on, and it will perhaps give you a problem to recognize my face. Ambassador Kambada, chairperson of the SoCATT Africa region and the clerk of chambers of the deputies of the Parliament of Rwanda, Madam Lydia Kandetu, vice chairperson of SoCATT Africa region and the secretary to National Assembly of Parliament of Namibia, Advocate Tosi Namisep, secretary to National Council of Namibia Parliament, Honorable Tarawali Uma, SoCATT treasurer and clerk of Parliament of Sierra Leone, a very beautiful country indeed. Mr. Daniel Ukocha, Assistant Regional Secretary, CPA Africa Region, and member of SoCATT steering committees that are present here. Excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps, clerks and secretaries from various parliaments and legislatures, distinguished representatives of the various international organizations, distinguished resource persons that are present here, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Please join me in celebration of the 81st birthday of our president. The president of the Republic of Namibia, and I am talking about nobody else than Dr. Hage G. Geingob. I now ask you to stand up and sing for him the usual song. I'm told delegates from South Africa are good at leading the song. So they can always start. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Can I announce that they have failed? They have failed me. Okay, I now ask Namibia to lead. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. May the grace of the Lord shine on you. Happy birthday to you. So we can get seated. I am indeed honored and delighted to be with you here and to officially open this seminar. I'm delighted in a sense that this is the second seminar taking place in Namibia in a space of just 5 years. To be exact, the first one was hosted from the 2nd to the 4th of July 2018 at Safari Court Hotel here in Namibia. I therefore thank the SoCATT Africa region leadership for the trust you bestowed on Namibian branch to host a seminar of this magnitude. Hence goes to you. This seminar has come at the right time after the COVID-19 has exposed our shortcomings and at the same time taught us a new way of doing things. We have observed and learned that Parliament or parliamentary operation needs urgent transformations in order to move away from the traditional way of only conducting parliamentary business on the face-to-face basis to accommodate new ways of doing things without neglecting the core functions of Parliament, which are representation, lawmaking, and oversight over the executive. Maybe before I continue, my voice is too loud. Sometimes just give a signal if it is too irritating. I don't know why. Hence, there is a need to capacitate both parliamentary staff and MPs in order to cope with the new ways of conducting parliamentary business. The new normal created by COVID-19 has left Parliament with no other options rather than adopting ICT and e-parliaments in their day-to-day running of the administrations and transacting chamber businesses. Thus, there is a need for parliaments to adopt adaptive and innovative capacity-building approaches for staff, as well as human resources management practice that will respond positively to the envisaged transformation and re-engineering of parliamentary administration and chamber businesses. Director of these proceedings, the well-crafted theme of this year's SoCATT Professional Development Seminar reads, and I quote, "Re-engineering parliamentary service delivery, an opportunity to enhance and sustain the performance of Parliament," end of quote. It is a theme that is carefully chosen, and it's a theme that summarizes our way forward. I would like the House to join me in at least showing our appreciation to those who said and coined this theme. Re-engineering requires innovation. And of course, innovation requires innovators. As I look in your eyes, I see innovations and I see innovators. I hope and trust that facilitators, presenters, and participants of this seminar will justify the theme of the 2022 SoCATT Professional Development Seminar. As parliamentary officials, it is important to acknowledge that even the most qualified employee will from time to time, at one point, require a certain level of on-the-job training. And this is just one of the many to come. In general terms, professional development refers to the continuous training and education of the individual in regards to his or her career. The goal of professional development is to keep employees up to date on current trend, as well as to develop new skills for the purpose of contributing to the success in workplaces. Professional development presents new skills and ability that makes one a better employee. Developing your skills can help you become an expert in your field and discover opportunity for career advancement. I sometimes feel happy when I see Africans, those that have advanced, when I see them facilitating seminars in Europe, I feel happy. And today, I can inform you, while I still feel this happy, that what Africa is doing to the globe is much appreciated. Besides professional development, this seminar presents a great network opportunity with fellow professionals. Please capitalize the opportunity by connecting and by sharing ideas that will lead to solutions and expertise beyond this seminar. As staff members of Parliament, you are the engine rooms of the houses. Your capacity and skills as parliamentary staff makes Parliament stronger institutions that are transparent and accountable to the citizens. Director of the proceedings, Parliament and legislatures are responsible for ensuring that policy and regulatory frameworks governing our countries benefits the populations. As principal advisors, you ought to be on top of your game to ensure that the legislative branch charges with three core functions: that of representations, that of lawmaking, and oversight over executive branch is delivering on its constitutional mandates. The National Democratic Institute 2006 07 has identified that legislature often face constraints in fulfilling their role and responsibilities, including weak individuals and institutional capacities, little independence from the more powerful executives and ruling political parties, and limited political will. Because of capacity constraints and lack of strong analytical background, high quality policy analysis is sometimes difficult. With this seminar, let institutional capacity not be one of the weakest links of our parliaments in delivering their constitutional mandates. It is my profound belief that at the end of the seminar, participants will be able to identify strengths. Participants will be able to identify weaknesses in our parliamentary service delivery. My plea is to keep on improving on our strength and to work on eliminating on our weaknesses. Director of Proceedings, in conclusion, I am convinced that this seminar is structured in such a way that participants from various jurisdictions will have more informed and focused debate about good practices aimed at effectively carrying out parliamentary service delivery and support to Member of Parliament. Now back to one of the core functions, and that of saying, welcome to Namibia. Welcome to the land of the brave. As facilitators and as delegates, next time, come as tourists. And of course, when you come back next time, come as investors. With these few words, I now has an honor to declare the 6th Society of Clerk-At-The Table Professional Development Seminar 2022 held in Windhoek, Namibia, officially opened.
Thank you. You may be seated. Can we give our guest of honor another round of applause? Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Muha, our guest of honor. Thank you for your time. Thank you that when we call on you to do the opening, you did not hesitate, even though that the chamber is waiting for you. Thank you, Honorable Muha. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to dilute, the words that the honorable member said. It was well said. They were words of wisdom, we are going to take it from there and make use of them. The time is also behind us. I would also like, on our program, we have the vote of thanks by Honorable Tarawali Paran Umar, Clerk of the Parliament of Sierra Leone, who will do the vote of thanks. We were supposed to finish according to the program at 10 o'clock. But since we have started also 1 hour later, or half an hour later, I think, it's just okay. We can adjust the program accordingly. Yes.
Can we have a resolution for the chamber 10:30? Can we escort the chairperson maybe and then we do the vote of thanks?
Okay. Honorable members, now I'm in Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have said it already, when I was thanking the chairperson of National Council, Honorable Muha, for his time, and I said that he took his time to be here with us and left the chamber waiting for him. So I would like to ask your indulgence for the team to escort, Honorable Muha to his outside, so that when they are coming back, we can then continue with a vote of thanks. Is that okay? Thank you so much. Thank you, Honorable Muha.
Tirai come kanje Shashino mongure tango taripiti Okuza kuziro Juka kumingi ninobu Kariza kumbugantu Juka kumbangarantu Jokero shaire shayai Uyunyuzi huita uvuru Jokero shaire shayai Mizeta mahodi turo mwenyo mambinzi Shumba dive Skambadu, gambadu, gambadu, wahai my friend Yeruodi no kutenda no nyothi mawira Mia sei penduka Tareru yuni Wei no ukumbata haita ufuru Yemino when I say Shokero shaire shayai Uyunyuzi huita uvuru Jokero shaire shaya uoi Mia sei theta mahodi turo mwenyo
Your Excellencies and honorable colleagues, shall we move for the group photo, please? You will be ushered. Or is there another announcement? Yeah. Okay, shall we move for the group photo, please? And then we will continue after the group photo. Yeah.
Umvurange tairokoi kairokera me piacha gumwe
To the chamber. We thank him, sincerely for coming here and bless us with his presence. I would like at this juncture now to call in on Honorable Talawali Paran Umar, Clerk of the Parliament of Sierra Leone, to do the vote of thanks. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam Vice Chairperson. The Chairperson for SoCATT Africa, Madam Vice Chairperson, members from the Secretariat of CPA African Region, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I just want to confess that at this juncture, my task has become very, very simple, because all those persons who spoke before me have done some part of my job. So all what I'm going to do now is to polish it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all persons gathered in this hall this morning for opting to be part of the African Parliamentary Fraternity, either as MPs, as staff, diplomats, or as citizens. Let me begin by saying a very big thank you to the chairperson of the National Council, who happens to be our guest speaker, for such a very detailed address delivered here this morning. Let it be known that as participants as well as SoCATT members, we take the details and contents of his statement delivered here this morning very serious. We will what I will call take it through the digestive process. We'll swallow all the goodies, we'll digest them, we'll ensure that we absorb them, and we'll finally assimilate them to make them part of our daily life. Once more, the chairperson of the National Council, I want to thank you in absentia. Let me equally thank Ambassador Kabanda, who is the chairperson of SoCATT, for her continuous guidance, direction to this particular organization, and for always giving us the courage and zeal to move on. Let me extend similar sentiment to the Vice Chairperson, Ms. Lydia Kadetu, for her steadfastness and her support for the organization. To the African Regional CPA Secretariat, Daniel, convey our thanks. We always appreciate you, and we know you are always with us. To the regional accountant, you've made us proud. For now, we know our finances are in safe hands. Thank you and God bless you. To all members of the Diplomatic Corps, we are proud that you have graced this occasion. We always want to enjoy your presence in our midst, because when tempers are hot, diplomats are always there to quell it down. Thank you for coming, and thanks for your continued support. To our honorable members who are our bosses, we thank you for always trusting us, and trust will always support you. Let me equally thank all members of the steering committee, as well as the technical team, for the great work done, and for always standing strong to making sure that SoCATT activities move on successfully. To you, the participants, we know you've come from afar. We want to thank you for opting to be part of this seminar. And I want to pray that the knowledge that you gain from this seminar, you will take back home to furnish your different national assemblies. To our host, the Parliament of Namibia, we are grateful. We are grateful for such hospitality. Since we dropped down to Namibia, you've been so hospitable. You've given us direction, and you've always been with us. Thanks for organization. Thanks for planning. And thanks for making this a reality. I also want to thank the clerks as well as the staff of the Parliament of Namibia. You are great people. Namibia is indeed a wonderful country. And Windhoek, the wind corner. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 1980s, as I grew up in Kono, a small district in Sierra Leone, I witnessed around me a host of Namibians. By then, I never knew why they were there. But I began to wonder, why did these people leave their country in far south to come to far west? We are all part of a great family, and they schooled in Kono. Most of them went to a school known as KGSS. And today, I'm in Namibia. Please, when you see my aunties, tell them I'm around. As I conclude my motion of thanks, may I entreat all participants to put their best in this seminar, as the skills and knowledge gained shall become added value to the work of your various national assemblies. Ladies and gentlemen, as a member of parliament for 5 years, I learned the art of parliament. Today, as clerk of parliament, I've learned the science and engineering of parliament. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much to our colleague, the clerk of Sierra Leone, for the vote of thanks. And we shall, inform your aunties and your uncles that you are around. Thank you so much. At this juncture, before we close our procession, I would like to do some announcements. I was informed that the following countries with observers or accompanying persons to see Mrs. Margaret in Oryx 4 during break. We are going to break now. Oryx 4, I think, is just around the corner there. And they are Sierra Leone, Mrs. Kumba, South Africa branches, Mpumalanga, Mr. Mulongo, Northern Cape, Mr. Mopelwa, Limpopo, Mr. Tabiso, and Zambia, Mr. Bwalia. And yeah, they are needed there. They should please go and see her there. So without further ado, colleagues, I would like to thank you for your presence here. I would like to thank you for your time. And at this juncture, I would like you to rise so that we sing the national anthems. And we will start with the AU one. Thank you.
Let us all unite and celebrate together. The victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves tree of life. Namibia, land of the great freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, of liberty, Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland,
Thank you so much. We are breaking now for 15 minutes. Is that fair? Let me see. This is the time now. So, yeah, 11 o'clock, we are going to start with our workshop. Thank you. Have a nice break. Thank you.